Howdy guys, Cal Kellogg here, coming to you live from the waters of Collins Lake. I've been up here for a couple days. My clients are done for today. We caught some very nice trout, including a good lightning trout. But while I've been up here, I've got the same question from 3 different guys. So if I have 3 guys walk up to me and ask me the same question, I'm thinking there's a bunch of folks out there in YouTube land with the same question, okay? This concerns a bobber stop. Now, bobber stops are very handy. We've been pulling our Trout Trix worms a lot last couple days, and we run them with a action disc. We just put the hook in the worm like so, but we space the action disc from the worm using a small black rubber bobber stop right there, okay? Guys have been asking me, how do I get that bobber stop on the line? And before I show you how to do that, let me show you how useful this is. If we're happy with the action that we're getting with the disc about an inch away from the tip of the worm, we'll leave it right there. But if we want less action, we can space it out. We can put that disc, 4 inches away from the tip of the worm, or if we want more action, we can move it down there about a 1/4 inch away. So that bobber stop really allows me to dial in the action when I'm using an action disc, whether I'm using it with a Trout Trix worm like that, maybe one of my trigger minnows, my soft plastic trigger minnows, or a small junior trolling fly. It's just nice to be able to easily move that action disc closer and further away from the bait. So let me show you how to use one of those. Before I do that, let me show you the 2 types of bobber stops you're likely to encounter at your local tackle shop. They're going to offer this string version of a bobber stop. Those work great with spinning gear when you want to use it with a bobber and you want to cast. The string goes through the guides very gently, very easily. That's not the type you want to use when you're rigging bait. The type you want to use when you're rigging bait are the rubber bobber stops. And what you're going to get a package. It's going to have a little plastic button like that, and it's going to have several bobber stops, and they're hollow in the middle, but they have a piece of wire going through the center, and at the end of the wire there's a small loop. So to get these on your line, this is what you do. It's very simple. Let me grab this piece. I just have a piece of loose line here, and let me bump this trolling motor a little because I am trolling and I don't want to get up too shallow. Let's pull the nose around a little bit. There we go. Okay, so you take your bobber stops, you take your piece of line, you take your line and you put it through the loop in front of the bobber stop, just like that, okay? Once you've got the line through there, I had it through there, I still had it through there, but I pulled it out. Get the line through that loop, just take that bobber stop and pull it. See how it's pulling up onto the line? Pull it off the wire and onto the line. Now, it's not on the wire anymore. Now it's on your line. You can slide it up and down, and you can use it to space that bobber stop away from your bait, whether you're using a trolling fly, junior trolling fly, Trout Trix worm, or one of my trigger minnows. That's how you use a bobber stop. That's the kind you want to buy for that sort of work. Eagle Claw markets them, a bunch of people market them, but just look for the ones with the little plastic button, with the wire, and with several bobber stops on there. They're cheap, they're very useful. We got a ton of them here in the boat. We include them in our kits, but that's how you use a bobber stop. And if you don't have any, you need to get some because it's just a useful little thing to have in your boat. They're inexpensive and they do a big job. I'm Cal Kellogg. I'll catch you next time right here on YouTube. If you're looking for gear, the worms, spoons, flies, rods, whatever, you know where to go. Get on over to fishhuntshoot.com and we'll hook you up with what you need. I'll catch you next time. I'm Cal Kellogg.